What is up, my people? How we doing today? Hope that this video finds you well. I was just sitting here chilling, you know, trying to stay away from boxing because there's too much drama in boxing. But it seems like every time that I try to get on, something else, because I did want to talk about Street Fighter and talk about other games, but every time I try to do that, they pull me back in. It's like boxing is crazy right now, right? And it's in a way it's good because it brings more eyes to the sport, but in a way it's bad because it brings light to a lot of things that's been happening in the sport for a long time. And it's like I said before, these are boxing wars, bro. And I told you, Bill Haney is a formidable guy. Okay, I knew he wasn't gonna just leave it this way. And yes, I do think Bill Haney has something to do with it. It's obvious, in my opinion, um, what's going on now. This doesn't mean that I'm on Team Ryan Garcia. I'm Team Nobody. Okay, I'm not. There's gonna be a lot of me kind of defending Ryan Garcia, but it doesn't mean that I'm on his side or um, that I think is innocent. Because in the boxing game, nobody is innocent. Nobody. There's only two sides of the street. There's wars going on, and some people have their hand on the judges. Some people have their hand on the commissions. Some people have their hand. It's what it is. Look at what happened between Pacquiao and Mayweather. Towards the end, when the fight was about to happen, Mayweather ended up with uh, Pacquiao's um, shake maker. His his nutritionist. He ended up with the federations that used to test him, and he ended up with other things. He bought those things from Pacquiao. No, well, not from Pacquiao. He bought them away from him. He bought them out, and in the end, he had none of the things that he used to have. Mayweather fought him, and did he have them? Who knows? I know that he had his nutritionist in his camp, and he had other people that used to be in Pacquiao's camp with him now. So it's like chess, bro. It's chess. These people, that's what they're doing. You think Oscar Hopkins and all of these guys, they don't know what they're doing, bro. They don't know how to manipulate the system. They don't know how to pay a guy and say, hey, you got to find something. Oh, but sir, but that also could be found in a supplement. I don't care if it could be found in a supplement. I want you to say this. It's the same thing they did to Canelo, bro. Listen, Bill Haney just responded to the thing. Not Bill Haney. Eddie Hearn. Sorry, Eddie Hearn just responded to it, and he was way more subtle than he was against Canelo, right? Because when Canelo ate them tacos, everybody was jumping on him. Oh, he's a cheater. He's this. He's that. The other. Like literally a month later, everybody else starts popping positive for all these PEDs. Now, why do you think that is? Do you think it was karma? Of course, it was a bit of karma. But it's because everybody in boxing is on something. Everybody's on something. Everybody is on a PED, a performance enhancing drug. Now, I want you to notice what that says. Performing enhancing drug. Okay? Now you start thinking about those words. Caffeine is a performance enhancing drug. Well, not a drug, but it performance enhancement. So you start thinking about that. Now you start getting into technicalities and who judges what is what. Who's gonna judge what is good, what is bad, what is permitted and what is not permitted. And that comes down to these associations that take care of testing. And sometimes they mess with the numbers all the time, depending on who they gotta get. And the people who dictate that are the people with the money, the people with power. Those are the people that dictate that. You think that these associations are so pure? You think that they're untouchable? You think that they can't be got into? Bro, anybody can be got into, bro. If it's not through money, it's through women. If it's not through women, it's through some kind of fetish that they have. They put it up to the light, and then they start. Look what happened to Oscar. You think that wasn't on purpose? The fishnet thing. Everybody knows about Oscar. They know about Tank. Tank and Oscar pretty much they both like cross dressing. Um, who knows? Maybe that's the key to being a good boxer. Dressing like a female every once in a while. Because let's be honest, Tank can bang. No Diddy. Um, and Oscar, I mean, you can't say shit about Oscar in his career because he had, in my opinion, one of the greatest careers in boxing history because he fought everybody. And a lot of the times he lost were close decisions. The only one that wasn't a close decision was against Pacquiao, but he was old. You know, he couldn't see the punches coming no more. Um, but yeah, that's why Mayweather didn't want to rematch him. He was like, "Nah, we cool, bro." Never gave him a rematch. He knows. He knows why he didn't give him a rematch. His daddy knows. So his daddy thought Oscar won. So, anyways, let's get back to this drug stuff. You know, do I think Ryan was on something? Probably, right? But the thing is this: everybody's on something in boxing, and I know this because just think about it, bro. Just use your common sense. Okay, everybody's on a different performance enhancement drug, depending on their weakness, depending on what they lack. Okay, Pacquiao, and this is just my opinion. It hasn't been proven, and it never will be proven because he's been retired for a long time. Pacquiao was on something. Mayweather was on something. Yeah, he bought um Las Vegas to get away with it. The whole association had there was his. What was it called? Siliconaline or something like that. I forgot. Canaline. Dangalang, dangalang. No. I don't know what the drug was called, but it wasn't legal everywhere else except for where he always fought. You don't think that's concerning? And Mayweather would never fight anywhere else but in Las Vegas and with the same ref. You don't think that's concerning? Why do you think they hate Oscar de la Hoya so much? Because Oscar was doing that shit too. I mean, all of these guys, bro, they get to a certain place because they know how to manipulate the system and they know how to manipulate the game. And that's everybody. There's no such thing as a pure boxer, bro. Just the other day, I was hearing a guy that was gonna fight that's about to fight this guy from Puerto Rico. I forgot his name. He's Anyways, he hits hard and he killed the guy, right? Um, accidentally killed the guy in the ring, but I forgot his name. But anyways, the guy was saying that there's no drug testing for the fight, and that he told the officials, "Hey, why isn't there no drug testing for the fight?" And he was like, "It's in the contract that we need drug testing. That we're both gonna get drug testing. But how come there hasn't been any drug tests yet?" And the lady goes like, "Oh, I'll find out what's going on." You know, the whole thing where they like move papers around in front of you and they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll figure it out," but they don't really do shit. That was going on. What do you think? Come on, think about that, bro. And nobody's talking about that. Nobody's saying, "Oh yeah, this guy hasn't been tested throughout the whole beginning of his career." And a lot of these drugs that these guys take, they have long-term effects. Okay, so if they're using it at the beginning of their career, they're going to get the benefits of that for the rest of their lives. And not just the benefits, but the bad things that come with it. And it's not all steroids. Some of these guys use neurological agents that help you with reflexes. Some of these guys use things that open up your lungs so that you could breathe better in the later rounds. You know, that help you with conditioning. It just depends what type of fighter you are, and your coach looks at you. And I'm not saying everybody does it, but in my opinion, about 95, maybe more percent of boxers today are on something. And it just depends. It just depends what kind of fighter you are. If you're a fighter that lacks aggression, then they'll give you something like a testosterone enhancer. Why? Because it makes you more aggressive. It makes you louder. It makes you this, that, and the other, right? But say you already have the aggression, but you don't have the focus, and you're all over the place. So then they give you something that's more about focus, that affects your brain a little more. You know, say that you have the explosiveness, you have the aggression, you have all of that, but you don't last that long, like Pacquiao, because that was his problem in the beginning. You look at the fight with him, and at the beginning he was knocking everybody out in the first couple of rounds. He was just taking over, right? But then he faced Marquez, a guy with good lungs, right? And this is something natural from Mexico. I'm not saying that he was natural, because later on in his career, he found out about that everybody else was unnatural. He started using shit too. Marcus. Okay? He even went as far as drinking his own piss. So just the mentality of that itself should tell you what's up with that guy. So Marquez was dirty too. Okay? But that first fight between Marquez and Pacquiao, it's a classic case of an explosive fighter versus a fighter that has good lungs. Marquez being the one with good lungs, Pacquiao being the explosive fighter. With an explosive fighter, all you have to do is wait him out. Try to stay away from his punches. He's probably going to be super fast. He's going to be super strong. He's super explosive. But if you survive those first couple of rounds, he's going to fade away down the stretch. Why? Because he can't help it but fade. Why? Because he's explosive. Explosive guys gas out faster. Okay, look at Conor McGregor. Look at Mike Tyson. All of these guys usually got beat up down the stretch. It's just the way it is, just the mechanics of the body. Okay. Marquez started winning every round after that first round that he got knocked out with like 4 times or something. And he fought him to a draw. Right after that, Pacquiao starts to gain these second wins and third wins, fourth, fifth, seventh wins down the stretch. In the 12th round, he would come back with these crazy flurries out of nowhere. What do you think that is? What do you think that is? Do you think that he just trained more? There are certain things that you can't train for. You could adapt strategy to it. But the fact that you get a second and third and fourth win in a 12-round fight against people that come from higher altitudes, that is not natural. Okay, now this is just me doing conspiracy theory stuff, but this is where we're at right now in boxing. This is where we're at. And the good thing about it is that people are going to start to realize now, because you get a lot of people online talking about, he could have killed them. He should be banned from the sport. This is, bro, stop acting like you don't know that these people are on stuff, bro. Stop. Use your common sense. Use your common knowledge. Everybody on here is on something. It's bro, it's common sense, bro. It's common knowledge. People have been knowing this. It's just like, I guess you guys forget or something. Like I said before, look at Lance Armstrong. You think he was the only one on PEDs? The only reason they caught him is because they didn't like his American ass winning a French sport over and over again, humiliating the French. Why did they only focus on him when everybody else was doing it? That's why, in my opinion, everybody should be on something and they should just let it go. Because all of this so-called testing and so-called whatever, it's just to make us feel better. And not just to make us feel better, but to make them feel better about what they're doing. But the truth of the matter is that this is being used also as tools of war between these boxers. Like I said, it's very easy for them to say, find something for me to get this guy. And they'll do it. And if you don't know the game, like I said before, if you don't control the chaos, someone else will control it against you. Now, when it comes to Ryan Garcia, okay, is he trustworthy? No one is trustworthy in boxing, bro. Not just in boxing, but in politics and in everything. The main thing I want to talk about Ryan Garcia is the things that he's doing and the things that he's saying. You know, fall in line with some of the things that other people have said. And this is what people say all the time. In order to get people behind them, they mention God and they mention the children. And the reason they do that is because they know that a lot of people hold those things in high regard. Like, for example, if I say, and this is basically what Ryan is saying, if you're against me, you're against God. And people are like, oh, I'm not against God. No. And some people don't care about God. Some people are atheists. And some people don't believe in Jesus. They believe in Allah or whatever. So that's not going to work on everybody. But here in America, Christianity is the majority. So he's going to get the majority of Americans backing him for saying that. All right, but some of them, like Devin Haney, Tank Davis, they are Muslim. So they really don't care about Ryan's God. Ryan's Christian. But what do everybody care about? The children. Saving the children. Right? And so now he says he got two weapons. If you're against me, you're against God. But if you don't believe in that, if you're against me, you're against the children, and you're probably a pedophile. And then what happens? It's kind of the same thing as calling somebody racist. Oh, you don't like me because I'm black, or you don't like me because I'm Mexican. Oh, no. That's not what I said. I'm sorry. It's the same thing Ryan is doing with these things. Now, am I saying that he's just lying or whatever? No, but I'm just saying that it's very suspicious that all of these guys that are in the limelight are saying the same things, and they've become untouchable, and they've become almost it's like Trump says, I could shoot somebody and get away with it. Why? Because they're quote unquote going against the elite. Right? They're just speaking truth to power. When really they are in power. Christianity is the majority here in the US. We're not being oppressed in any way, bro. So the fact that people say, oh, they're going at Ryan because he's speaking about Jesus. No, bro. Like in my neighborhood, there's like 5 or 6 churches just in my neighborhood. I don't see no mosques. I don't see no synagogues. I don't see no Buddhist temples here at all. No Shinto shrines or anything. There's nothing but churches here. So we are the majority. There's nobody oppressing us. Okay, and I say us because I am a Christian. Not a very good one, but I do try. Okay, so this whole thing, like, oh, they're just after me because I am Christian and I'm speaking about Jesus. No, bro. Nobody's after you because of that. They're after you because you're not what they want to represent boxing. You're not what they want to represent boxing, bro. And no, it's not because of Trump either. Because people are saying, oh, it's because he's supporting Trump and they want to get rid of Trump. Bro, Trump is doing the same thing Ryan is doing. Trump and Ryan are using the same tactics to get the favor of the people. It's the same tactics. And it's the same tactics the comedians are using. I already talked about this before. Oh, I'm just saying the truth. I'm just real. I'm just real. That's why I'm not taking sides right now. I know that there's a war going on in boxing. And I know there's 2 sides. There's the elites, which is Oscar, Hopkins, Mayweather. Right? And there's the people that are not elites. Like Devin Haney, Bill Haney. And they got power too. They got pulled too. I mean, look at what's going on right now. Look right now, the beef between Oscar De La Hoya and Canelo Alvarez. What is it about? What is it really about? Have you asked yourself that? Because I saw that interview and Oscar De La Hoya said, "Oh, yes," and it was good. It was a good thing, the way he said it. You know, he said, yeah, I got problems. I got this, that, and the other. I'm an alcoholic, blah, blah, blah. But you pop negative or whatever. I mean, positive. Excuse me. You pop positive for PEDs. And then Canelo got up and he got mad or whatever. And it's like I told you before. He said what the problem was in that interview after that conference. After the press conference. He said, I think Reynoso and Canelo are mad at me because he lost a fight. I forgot against who. He didn't want to say that it was Mayweather because he hates Mayweather too. right? But he said he fought. He. The problem is, Oscar said, the problem is he lost the fight against someone, and I told him maybe you need a better trainer. And you know why he said that? Because Reynoso isn't an ex-boxer, and to these stupid ass people, they think that if you're not an ex-boxer, you shouldn't be a promoter, you shouldn't be a trainer, and you shouldn't be anything in boxing. That's why they hate Bill Haney. That's why they hate Canelo and Reynoso. All right. And he brought it up. I didn't think he was gonna bring it up, but he brought it up. That's the same thing he's talking about with Eddie Hearn. That's why he don't like him. And he keeps talking about Eddie Hearn. Oh, you need to leave boxing, go back to the UK, this, that, and the other. But in my opinion, the reason boxing is going through this shit right now, is going through all this drama right now, is because it's full of ex-boxers controlling everything. And now, since they can't fight each other in the ring, they're fighting each other using these fighters as pawns. They're using them as pawns. They're using them as pawns in order to fight, to still be fighting, to still feed their egos. And they move them around however the heck they want. They move them here, there, and everywhere. They block each other from fights. Do you think that Errol Spence really wanted that fight with um what's his face? Damn, I forgot his name. But do you really think he wanted that fight when he popped out into the ring, when he went into the ring and said he wanted that fight with I forgot his name, but you know what I'm talking about, the big tall Mexican guy? You think he really wanted the fight, or you think that he was blocking Terrence Crawford? Do you think um um what's his face um Charlo really wanted that fight, or you think that he was blocking um somebody else? I think it was Terrence Crawford. Think about that. Somebody's moving these fighters as pawns in order to fight. Why? Because these guys, they're not done being combative. They're not. You don't just turn that switch off. You don't just turn it off. And now they have another way to do it by promoting. It started with Oscar De La Hoya. It continued with Mayweather. But this is what's killing boxing, bro. This is what's killing boxing. This is why somebody from outside is coming in, helping us promote, helping us make these fights happen. Someone who isn't a boxer. Turki Al-Sheikh, who is not an ex-boxer, is making it happen. Right? But that's my take on it, guys. That's what I think is going on. Okay, I don't think it's a coincidence that you could find the performance enhancing drug that Ryan Garcia has in his system in supplements. I do not think it's a coincidence. It's just like the computer thing. I don't think it's a coincidence that you can find it in tacos, and I don't think it's a coincidence that you found low amounts of it in Canelo. It's not. These guys, look, these guys are experts. These associations, this WADA, VADA, they're experts at drugs and performance enhancing drugs. You think they don't know that it was an accident if it was an accident? But it's not their job to say that. It's their jobs to bring up the results and put them in front of your face, right? Now, they have judgment enough to see something and be like, oh, that's probably because they took this supplement. Oh, this is probably because they ate this taco. And that's why they don't bring it up. Sometimes. But sometimes somebody could come up with some couple of dollars, and say, hey, can you find me something that looks suspicious to get this guy, you know, suspended or at least talked about from the people? Well, it depends how much you got. I got this amount. Boom. Okay. Guess what? I found something for you. This guy ate this taco here, here, and there, but we could just say this and no, don't put no specifics on it. Boom. He's under fire. It is no coincidence that all of these have technicalities, bro. No coincidence. When you get busted, you get busted. And when you don't get busted, there's going to be some type of technicality behind it. So yeah, it's also no coincidence, like I said, that Bill Haney is connected with what's his name, Conti, and Conti has been known to be dirty. It's all over the place. So don't nobody be acting like, oh my God, like they're brand new, like they ain't never seen this shit, like, oh, we don't know where this came from. Nah, bro, this is a war. And there's people in boxing that don't want Ryan to be the face of boxing for obvious reasons. You know, let's be honest. From Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, who would be a better poster boy? First of all, politically, Ryan Garcia is Mexican American. Okay, and it's going to get a little racial and political right now, but it is what it is. It's not good politically for America to have a Mexican American representative. It's good for their pockets, but there are things more important in the US and in boxing than money. And that's the politics behind a guy that could possibly represent two countries, one of them being south of the border, that we don't want him to gain no confidence. We don't want him to gain no hope. Devin Haney is an African American. It is in America's best interest to have an American or an African American to be the face of boxing. And it's been that way for a long time. And why is that? Okay, and I don't want you guys to get offended, but I'm gonna tell you. African Americans don't have a homeland. So by technicality, the only thing they can represent is the people of the US. And that's everybody. When an African American wins and becomes the face of boxing here in the US, everyone can be proud of it here in America. But when a Mexican American wins and represents the face of boxing, it gets a little crazy. Why? Because he's not just representing the Americans. He's representing Mexican Americans, and he's also representing parts of Mexico. Even if he doesn't claim them, even if he goes out of his way to say, I don't claim Mexico, I'm an American. Like Cejudo. Cejudo goes out of his way to say, I'm not, guys, I'm not. It's almost like he's apologizing to the U.S. for looking Mexican sometimes, which is sad. He's like, guys, I'm an American, I promise, and they don't like me in Mexico. Bitch, nobody even probably thinks about you in Mexico. I mean, every once in a while they say, oh, he's Mexican. Why do you think Cejudo has to go out of his way to apologize to the American public for looking like a Mexican? Why do you think that is? Because that's what it looks like to me that he's doing. Every time he gets a speech, guys, I'm an American, and they don't like me in Mexico because I don't claim them, and I'm with you guys, okay? I'm with you guys. And the opposite end, African Americans could all day claim to love Africa and to be about Africa and Black pride. But the thing is, Africans don't like them. They talk about it. Why do you walk like this? Why do you talk like this? Why do you bag your pants? Stuff like that. So it doesn't matter. It's the opposite of what a Mexican American has. And this is why politically it is better for America and for boxing that an African American like Devin Haney becomes the face of boxing. And I'm not telling you anything that I'm making up. This is the truth, guys. It's been out there. It's out there. It's in front of your face. And I'm sorry to make it about race, but it's a factor in. It's a factor. It plays a factor, whether we want to look at it or not. Now, me personally, I don't care. Like I said, I'm a fan of Floyd Mayweather's boxing. I'm a big fan of what he did. In this fight, I was rooting, and towards the end, I kind of switched to Garcia because of the weight. But through most of the preparation for this fight, I was thinking Devin was going to win, and I also wanted Devin to win. Because he's more of a straight arrow than Ryan. Ryan is flimsy. Ryan, I don't know how to gauge him. I don't know where to put him in. Sometimes he fights good. Sometimes he fights horrible. He's not reliable. So you want to back somebody reliable. So that's my take on it, guys. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And give me your opinions, guys. Tell me what you guys think about this whole situation, this whole war that's going on in boxing, that also spews out to American politics and to the rest of the world. In a way, it's good, like I said, because boxing is on the map again. Boxing is being talked about left and right. And it's also good because a lot of things are coming to light. A lot of things are coming out of the shadows. A lot of things are being talked about that haven't been talked about before. Like the fact that, like I said, everybody's popping positive for something. The fact that these associations aren't perfect and they can be got to. And that is going to be it for today, guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys later.